The Trump administration has issued a new zero-tolerance immigration policy, meaning that what was once a civil issue, resulting in immigrant families being turned away at the U.S.-Mexico border, has now been made into a criminal one, leading to nearly 2,000 kids being separated from their parents and held in separate cages. But, as Fox and Friends' Steve Doocy points out, they're not really cages, they're more like security pens.
We got from the Border Patrol some of the images inside these detention facilities. And you can see some have likened them to concentration camps. Some refer to these as cages. And I can understand that point of view. Look, I'm from a farm community. To me, I see the chain link fences. It's more like a security pen to me.
Yeah. Some have referred to these as cages, like dogs in cages. No. These kids are not like dogs in cages. I'm from a farm community. This is a lot more like farm animals in a security pen. Not exactly sure how that's supposed to be any better. But, all right there. Now, this isn't the worst part of this clip. The worst part of this clip is actually what comes after this. How the White House Deputy Press Secretary defends this policy.
Nonetheless, whether you call it a cage, you call it a pen, the images are stark.
Yeah, absolutely. It's heart-wrenching. You see what's going on out there. But listen, Steve, you stood here last week with the president. I was standing 5 feet behind you. You heard what he said. He doesn't like this. But he also understands it's the law of the land. You have to enforce these laws.
Yeah, Trump doesn't like this. But you know what? This is the law of the land, and you have to enforce the law. Even though this is their policy. They are deciding to enforce the law this way. Now, if you don't believe me, here is a direct quote from Trump's senior policy advisor, Stephen Miller. It was a simple decision by the administration to have a zero-tolerance policy for illegal entry, period. The message is that no one is exempt from immigration law. And this from another Trump administration official: having children does not give you immunity from arrest and prosecution, Attorney General Jeff Sessions said in his speech on Thursday in Fort Wayne, Indiana. But, according to President Trump, the Democrats are forcing the breakup of families at the border with their horrible and cruel legislative agenda. Any immigration bill must have full funding for the wall, end catch and release, visa lottery and chain, and go to merit-based immigration. Go for it. Win. What the hell did I just read? Now, the Democratic Party. Look, I have plenty of videos criticizing the Democratic Party. This is not one area where they deserve criticism. The Democratic Party is in the minority in the House and Senate. Republicans are able to pass whatever they want, and they're not doing it. They are deciding to enforce the law this way. This is completely on Donald Trump and the Republican Party. Now, Democrats are actually trying to fight this back, even though they have essentially no power to do it. But here's what they're doing. Democrats in both chambers have been trying to advance legislation to stop family separation. Every Democratic senator has signed on to the Keep Families Together Act, a bill introduced by Senator Dianne Feinstein earlier this month, with the aim of keeping undocumented families together. The bill would only allow undocumented children to be separated from their parents if there is evidence of parents abusing the children or children being trafficked. Separation could only happen after consultation with a child welfare expert. Similar Democratic bills have been introduced in the House: the Help Separated Families Act of 2018 and the Help Separated Children's Act, both introduced by Democratic Representative Lucille Roybal-Allard of California, one of the loudest voices on the issue. So look, whatever problems you have with the Democratic Party or a senator like Dianne Feinstein, and believe me, there are plenty of things to point to, this is not one of them. The Democratic Party has no power in this situation. All the power lies with the Republican Party and the Trump administration. They have decided to enact the law this way. They don't have to. And if they don't like the law, they can change it. They have all the power. But they are deciding not to do anything about it and to blame the Democratic Party for it. So, understand how disgusting this policy is. This may be the worst thing the Trump administration has done, because this is destroying lives. I mean, just think of the psychology behind ripping kids from the arms of their parents when they're toddlers. What that does to a young mind. This is gross. I have no other way to really describe it. This is disgusting. This is the worst thing that they've ever done, in my opinion. And it has to be changed. But it can't be changed by a Democratic Party that has no power.